Today we will start a direct and indirect semiconductor. For that we have to consider a single electron is traveling through a perfectly periodic lattice. The wave function of the electron is assumed to be in the form of plane wave moving, for example in the x direction with a propagation constant k, also called a wave vector. What it says for explaining the direct as well as the indirect semiconductor, we have to consider an electron which is in a periodic lattice with a wave function E, that is in the plane wave in the x direction with a propagation constant k which is moving. That is in the periodic lattice, the electron is traveling with a wave function in a periodic lattice in the plane wave, that is in the x direction with a propagation constant k, where the propagation constant k is nothing but a momentum here we are considering, that is also called as a wave vector. The wave function is nothing but we can consider a sinusoidal wave which is periodic in nature, not in a random position. So the electron with a wave function in a plane wave with a periodic lattice in a x direction with a propagation constant k. Here the space dependent wave function for electron is psi of x, which is equals to u function u of kx comma x into e power ikx into x, where this is nothing but it is a one function where it shows how the electron is moving. The function u kx into x comma x modulates the wave function according to the periodicity of the lattice. The exponential function, this one, it modulates the value of a u. This function which represent how that electron is moving. Direct and indirect semiconductor. The direct and indirect semiconductor is explained with the help of EK graph, where E is a electron energy and K is a wave vector or a propagation constant. It is here related to a momentum. You can see the graph of a direct semiconductor and a indirect semiconductor, which is nothing but a EK graph, where we on the y-axis we have energy, on the x-axis there is a wave factor, that is a k propagation constant, and similarly in case of a graph of a indirect semiconductor also the same thing. On the y-axis the energy is there, on the x-axis propagation constant k is mentioned. The lowest of the conduction band and the highest of the valence band is called the energy band. If you refer the graph of the direct semiconductor, on x-axis that represent a k, which is nothing but a wave factor, on the y-axis which is nothing but a energy. Here the energy difference, that is here the maximum energy level of the valence band and the minimum energy level of the conduction band, the difference between them is nothing but a Eg. We know in a conduction band many electrons will be present. The electrons always try to occupy the lowest energy state. So this is the lowest energy state in a conduction band. After that, where they have to move? They have to come to the conduction valence band, where holes will be present. The vacant state will be present in case of a valence band. So after coming to the lowest place in the conduction band, they will fall down to a valence band. Upon falling from the conduction band to a valence band, they give energy in the form of light, that is nothing but a Eg, which is nothing but a hV. Eg, which is equals to hV, is nothing but the energy that is dissipated in the form of light. As per the concept of recombination, where electron from the conduction band combining with a hole in the valence band has to satisfy the conservation of energy as well as a momentum should be conserved. When an electron falls from the conduction band to a valence band, the energy is conserved. Conserved in the sense that energy is given in the form of light. So the energy conservation policy is applicable now. Now we have to satisfy the momentum conservation also. For momentum conservation, if you refer the position of a electron and the position of a vacant place in the valence band, they both are on the same line. That is the same value of a k for the hole present in the valence band and the electron present in the conduction band. So there is no change in the momentum. We can say no momentum is required for the electron to fall. So the conservation of a momentum is also satisfied, as well as the energy also satisfied in case of a direct semiconductor. The example for this one is a gallium arsenide. Next one, indirect semiconductor. In case of an indirect semiconductor, the same thing. On the x-axis we have a wave factor, on the y-axis we have a energy, that is a electron energy. The difference between that is the maximum energy level of the valence band, this one, and minimum energy level of the conduction band, this one. The difference between them is nothing but a EG, energy gap. Again, as per the concept of a recombination, when an electron and a hole combines, they should satisfy the conservation, energy conservation, as well as a momentum should also be conserved. But if you see the graph, the electron which is present in the conduction band here and the hole which is present in the valence band, the k value is not same for both, for electron as well as for a hole. So for that reason, electron loses momentum by interacting with the phonon. So this electron, whatever present in the conduction band, it loses momentum by interacting with the phonon. Phonon is nothing but a vibration in the crystal. When an electron moves from the higher energy level to the lower energy level, it needs change in the momentum. So the change in momentum is required. So this electron will occupy the new state here in between the conduction band and the valence band. Whatever the gap is there, Eg, it will occupy the new state, which is nothing but a Et, which is over here. It will come to here, then it will combine with the hole by falling down. So here, in case of a direct, the energy is conserved by giving in the form of a light. But here, the energy is lost in the form of a heat, as well as a change in momentum is also occurred over here in case of a indirect semiconductor. What we can summarize now, in case of a direct semiconductor, electron fall directly to the valence band from the conduction band. Electron fall directly from the valence band to the conduction band. Difference in the energy is nothing but whatever the energy which is released, that is in the form of a light, is nothing but a difference in the energy level of an electron which is present in the conduction band minus hole which is present in the valence band. Whatever the energy which is released over here, that is in the form of a light, that light energy Eg is nothing but a conduction band energy minus valence band energy. Similarly, in case of indirect semiconductor, the electron do not fall directly to the valence band. They do not fall directly because the momentum is not same. They undergo change in momentum and energy. For that reason, it will select one new position, that is Et. After that, it will come to the valence band. Energy is given up as a heat to the lattice over here. But in case of a direct semiconductor, it is given in terms of a light. Here, it is given in terms of a heat. The example for the direct semiconductor is gallium arsenide and the example for indirect semiconductor is silicon germanium. I hope this topic is clear, that is direct and indirect semiconductor. The theory part, whatever I explained here is given here.